The most important thing when it comes to achieving goals, improving your life, and really doing anything that is going to make you a better person is your mindset. It isn't the goals you set. It isn't your morning routine. It isn't, it's not even the people you hang out with, although that's probably second. That's another really important one. The most important thing when it comes to improving your life is your mindset, and I'm going to explain how. So I didn't mean to point a gun at my head just then. That probably didn't look very good. But basically, mindset is your beliefs and attitudes towards the world. For example, a very, very common mindset a lot of people have is that when they see someone with a goal that they would like, maybe they see someone who's in fantastic shape or has written a book and they want to do that as well, they don't believe in themselves and they feel that person has something that they don't have, and so they can't achieve that goal. That's a really, really common mindset, and it's a really negative one to have, because when you have a mindset like that, you're actually sabotaging yourself from being able to achieve that. So how do mindsets actually work? There's a quote that I think I came up with this. Maybe somebody else said it, I'm not 100% sure. But basically, beliefs are the laws that govern our reality. So if you believe something, whether it's true or untrue, in some way, it's actually going to govern your reality and how you behave as a person. If you believe that someone who has written a book, that you'd also like to write a book just like they did, if you believe that that person had something that you didn't have, they had some connection to a publishing company, or they had some idea that can never be replicated again. If you believe that they had something that you don't have, even though that isn't true, it actually it is true for you, because by believing that, you're not going to try as hard, you're going to sabotage yourself, you're not going to want to put hard work in. As soon as it gets uncomfortable and you get writer's block, you're going to give up a lot easier, simply because you think you're playing at a disadvantage, you think they had something that you don't have, and as such, you're going to have a natural avoidance to difficulty. Compare that for a second, compare that to the person who does believe that they can do it, the person who does believe that if they put in effort, they can achieve that goal of writing a book. As soon as they get writer's block and as soon as it's difficult, they're actually not going to give up as easily, because they believe in themselves. They know they can pull it off. If you didn't think that, you'd be very, very likely to give up at pain, and I suspect that that's something you actually do right now. So the important thing that I want you to take from this video is that the things that you think, the things that you believe about the world, even if you haven't actually consciously gone through them all, are having an impact right now on the actions you take. So here's what I want you to do right now, and I'm going to do it with you as well. I want you to think of one thing, not a belief, just one thing that you do in your life that you wish you could improve on. It could be a bad habit you wish you were cutting out. It could be a good habit like going to the gym that you wish you were more disciplined with, that you wish you did more. It could be a goal that you haven't actually started yet, but you want to start working on it. Just pick something that if you could do it, it would improve your life. So you've got that thing in your head right now. You can pause the video if you need it. For me, I think that thing is going to be, I didn't actually plan what it would be before this video. I think the thing that would be good for me would be if I stopped deviating from the schedule that I write down every day. I plan my days, and more often than not, I actually don't follow the plan. I just make things up and do whatever I feel like at the time, which can still, get everything done, but oftentimes it doesn't, and that kind of annoys me. So that's the thing I'm going to say I'm going to work on. Now that you have that thing that you want to improve on, could be a goal, could be a bad habit, could be a good habit, I want you to ask yourself what beliefs are fueling the part of that habit that you are unhappy with about yourself. So think about what you actually aren't happy about. Maybe you're not happy that you haven't started. Maybe you're not happy that you keep relapsing in this one bad habit. Maybe you're not happy that you don't do this good habit enough. Think about what the bad thing actually is, and then I want you to think about what beliefs are actually fueling that. For me, with deviating from the schedule, I think the belief that's fueling that is that. That's a tough one. I think the belief that's causing me to deviate from my schedule when I write everything down is maybe a small amount of not believing in myself. I do believe in myself, but I think if I believed in myself even more, I would deviate less from the schedule. When I do move things around and I say, okay, I'm going to record videos at this time, then I move that later and do the gym first, I think it's actually a bit of procrastination. And obviously, if you're a fan of this channel, you know that procrastination actually is a symptom of you avoiding discomfort. You perceive something as discomfort and you don't have enough hope that it's going to pay off, and so you push that thing later so you don't have to do it now. I think that actually might be the negative mindset. Part of my, a mindset's a lot of different things, but I think that's part of a negative mindset that I have towards that. So now I'd ask you, what is the mindset? What negative belief do you have that is causing you to do something bad? If, for example, and I know this is a very common one, you want to start exercising, or you're already exercising and you want to do it more. A lot of people, what they will do is they'll procrastinate, they'll cut their workouts short, they will plan when they're exercising and they'll actually not look forward to it, like they'll look away from it, they don't want to do it, it's perceived as uncomfortable. And what you need to realize, if that is you, is the reason you perceive it as uncomfortable is actually kind of similar to the reason I just gave with why I deviate from the schedule, which is you don't have enough hope for the future. If you believed that every time you exercise, if every time you got into the gym, for example, or did whatever exercise, you actually saw like a little progress bar go up. Imagine a progress bar appeared and it actually showed you, like analytically, statistically with data, that you were stronger, healthier, fitter, that you'd live longer. It would be a lot easier to work out, wouldn't it? Because you can actually see the progress happening in real time. Well, that progress is happening, you just can't really see it. It kind of has to compound for a bit before you can actually notice, oh, I'm noticeably stronger now, and that sort of thing. So when you go to the gym, you actually have a little bit of a hope problem. You don't actually think, you might think it, but you don't actually fully believe that you exercising and delaying gratification is actually going to improve your life in the future and make you a better person. And as such, you associate a little bit of discomfort with this because it's sort of like an uncomfortable thing where you don't really know if it's actually paying off. And because of that, your brain tries to make you not do it. It finds other things that makes you want to push it back in the day. It makes you want to do other things that makes you want to cut your workout short because it's uncomfortable and you don't fully understand the benefit of it. So the solution to that is the solution to, I had this problem as well when I was newer in the gym. The solution to that would actually be to reaffirm that this is going to pay off. What you need to do is you need to stop watching content that shows people who are in fantastic shape, but it's like it seems like they cheated. Like maybe they went from like normal to huge in like 1 year, and that's completely unrealistic. And you need to only watch content that is actually going to help you become a stronger person, or if it's actually motivational. If you're watching fitness content that actually makes you feel good and it makes you want to go to the gym more because it shows someone with like a realistic transformation, someone like Jeff Nippard, for example, that can be good. Just don't watch any of the stuff that makes you feel like you're not doing something right, because that's actually going to stop you from doing it. And then you just need to, pay attention to the fact that you are actually getting stronger every week. Maybe you need to record your strength in your iPhone notes or something, and that can actually help reaffirm your belief. And then once you've got past that hurdle, it's only really like a 6 month to 1 year kind of feeling of not having hope. It becomes a lot easier to exercise because you actually have seen the results, and you know that if you just keep doing that thing over and over and over again, you will become better at it. So that's one very specific example, two very specific examples actually, one with me, one with old me, and probably you watching if you're exercising. But yeah, that is sort of the issue with mindset. Whatever you think, it's going to manifest in the things that you do. So something else that you can do when I end this video in a second is you can actually try and write down as many beliefs as you have right now. It can be positive and negative. Do you think, for example, people who are very successful had something you don't? Do you think, for example, that people who are very wealthy are bad? Do you think, for example, that could be anything? Do you think, for example, that the more hard work you do, like, exercise and that kind of thing, do you think that's going to make your life not fun? Do you think people who just do that stuff constantly, you think their life isn't fun at all? Write down every belief you think you have, and then actually go through and identify what those beliefs are actually doing to you as a person, what effect they're having on you, and I think you'll find something interesting. But guys, that is the video. Ebook linked in the description if you want to check it out. Thank you for watching, and have a good one.